The crisis of deep human suffering is in plain sight, and there's no time to waste. We have to act, and we have to act now.
What's up, guys? Trail here, better known as Budget Bill, and this is your third and your fourth stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Friday, April the 16th. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we have some exciting news to share with you. Yes, the third round of $1,400 stimulus checks has been spreading to majority of Americans as part of the American Rescue Plan. Social Security recipients had to wait a little bit longer than most Americans, but they finally received theirs earlier this month. And then earlier this week, our veterans or VA beneficiaries started to receive their stimulus checks. And we have another batch of 880,000 checks being mailed out to Americans on this past Wednesday. If you are still waiting on your stimulus check, you can go ahead and use the Get My Payment tool to find out exactly when you can expect to receive yours. And now that 90% of Americans have received their third stimulus check, we must talk about the fourth stimulus check. That's due to arrive sometime in September. But if the fourth stimulus package never gets signed into law, that's fine, because Americans are still set to receive more stimulus money this summer. I call it our summer stimulus checks. I'm going to tell you all about it. And also, I have another update regarding the vaccine progress against the virus and what may be needed later this year. Now, those are just some of the topics that we are going to cover today. But if this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. On this channel, we talk about finance, real estate, credit cards, and stimulus update news. So if any of those interest you in any way, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. That way you can join our community. Also, if you end up liking the content in this video or even laughing at one of my jokes, then be sure to like this video. Other than that, hey, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright guys, just a quick update regarding the millions of Americans receiving their stimulus checks or expecting to receive their stimulus payments, especially my Social Security recipients, SSI, SSDI, VA, or Railroad. Majority of everyone has by now received their $1,400 stimulus payments. Regular Americans received them in March. Social Security recipients, SSI, SSDI, received them earlier this month, and our veterans or VA beneficiaries received theirs earlier this week. And then we had a fourth batch of checks for about 880,000 Americans that went out by mail this past Wednesday. And the IRS should have the fifth batch of checks going out sometime today. As you may know, the IRS sends out stimulus payments out on Wednesdays and on Fridays. So I would assume that the last batch of stimulus payments will go out sometime today. The remaining of people who are still waiting on $1,400 checks will probably have to claim those on their 2020 tax return by using the Recovery Rebate Credit form on the IRS.gov's website. Also, if you received a partial stimulus checks for you and your family, you will also have to claim them on the Recovery Rebate Credit form in order to receive what's due to you. I hope this information helps everyone out. Moving on, we have a new report out by the nonprofit Economic Security Project in regards to more stimulus checks. This group is urging President Biden to support a fourth stimulus check and possibly a fifth stimulus check. In the report, they say that a fourth and fifth stimulus check is needed to keep millions of Americans out of poverty. And this has been the topic since last year. Progressive lawmakers in Congress like Bernie Sanders have been calling for additional stimulus payments, and some even asking for reoccurring monthly checks. Adam Rubin, the director of Economic Security Project, he said, more than a year into the pandemic crisis, there's still work to do to ensure that the economy recovers for all and not just those at the top. Congress needs to continue the successful cash policies that have gotten us to this point, including checks for those who still need them and a permanent child tax credit, and put in place safeguards to keep families from falling into poverty when the next crisis hits, like automatic stabilizers for checks. Now is not the time for Congress to take their foot off the gas. Hey, this is some powerful news, guys. Ruben said a mouthful here. The government cannot take their foot off the gas until all of this pandemic-related stuff is over and pretty much everyone back to work as before. The problem is getting those who receive unemployment benefits to go back to the workforce to make less than what they currently make on unemployment benefits right now. I know this is a sad issue, but it is our reality. Millions of folks are taking advantage of the unemployment benefits right now of $400 per week as a reason not to return back to work anytime soon. I mean, $1,600 per month for not doing anything and just sitting at home, or even working a side hustle while you're at home and receiving these benefits? That's crucial, guys. I mean, that actually comes to about $19,200 per year in free unemployment benefits. So it's definitely going to be challenging when the time comes. This nonprofit report shows that 16 million Americans were kept out of poverty through the American Rescue Plan. They are reporting that $1,400 stimulus checks was the key to staying out of poverty for about 70% of Americans. The report also says that an additional 12 million Americans would be kept out of poverty if Congress approves 2 more stimulus payments. So it's obviously that we can see that these stimulus payments from the IRS is really crucial to saving our economy and preventing a potential recession in the near future. So, like I said, I believe that we will at least see 1 more stimulus payment before this is all over, and they are calling for 2 more stimulus payments. So we very well could receive those, but I think that if that happens, the 4th stimulus checks and the 5th stimulus checks will probably be more targeted to certain individuals, such as Social Security recipients, SSI, SSDI, and others that are on fixed incomes. I don't see more stimulus being given to the broader economy as it continues to fully open back up as it has been as of recently. But what do you guys think? Do you think that this is promising news? Do you think that we will receive a 4th and a 5th stimulus check? I sure hope so. But what if we don't receive another stimulus check? Is that technically bad? I guess it all depends on who you ask. Well, I have some more good news to share with you guys. Millions of Americans are expected to receive a summer stimulus check, and they don't even realize it yet. Yes, these are the recurring stimulus payments that are going to be starting in July. In the American Rescue Plan, they approved for the child tax credit for those who have children. This is an increase from the old amount of $2,000 per child. Now, children under the age of 6 years old would receive a $300 monthly stimulus check for the remaining of 2021. And for children between the ages of 6 and 17 years old would receive $250 monthly stimulus check. I don't think others are really considering this to be a monthly reoccurring stimulus checks that have been approved and ready to start going out in July. So that means summer stimulus checks are scheduled to happen within the next 75 days. Those who have 3 children can expect to receive up to $900 in monthly stimulus checks. And for those that are lucky and very fertile and have 6 children, they can expect to receive up to $1,500 per month. That can pretty much cover someone's rent or their mortgage payment, depending on where you live. So these monthly reoccurring stimulus checks will be going out sometime in July. The IRS came out earlier this week and stated that the infrastructure to support this child tax credit advancement has been successfully put in place and ready to start for distribution. And these reoccurring monthly checks will be provided from July through December of this year. So at least there is more support coming in the near future for some people. Now, of course, those with no children under the age of 17 years old can't take advantage of this program, which goes back to the subject of why there needs to be a 4th stimulus check. 74 lawmakers believe that there needs to be more stimulus. All Democrats in the House believe that there needs to be more stimulus. The president believes that there needs to be more spending and more stimulus checks. As President Biden stated that we still have a long way to go to help families with food insecurities, to make sure that no one gets dragged beneath the poverty level, to try and pull people from under the poverty level, and to help build our infrastructure in this country, to fix roads and bridges, to help with affordable housing, and to repair our schools and school systems so that we can be more competitive to China. And in order to get all of these things accomplished, there needs to be more spending. And we need to start spending and taking care of our own citizens in this country that need the help the most, and to stop giving breaks and incentives and tax credits for the rich and wealthy people. Hey, I hear you, Biden, but go ahead and approve those fourth stimulus checks, bruh. We are counting on you. We voted you in to take care of us. Now you must do your part. Otherwise, you are out on the next flight in the next 3.5 years. But anyways, guys, like I said, some people can expect to receive more stimulus checks this summer and for the remaining of this year. Now, moving on, last but not least, the CEO of Pfizer vaccine came out yesterday and said that a vaccine booster shot is very likely in the near future. As the new variants from across the world are spreading at a much faster rate, Albert Brewer said it is likely that people who receive the Pfizer vaccines will need a booster shot within a year afterwards, and then annual vaccinations to maintain protection against the virus as it evolves. Well, this is not exactly what I was hoping to hear. I figured that we would need some form of booster shot in the near future, but I never expected them to say that we might need this once per year. The CEO said that the variants will play a key role. It is extremely important to suppress the pool of people that can be susceptible to the virus. There are vaccines like polio where one dose is enough, and there are vaccines like the flu that you need every year. The COVID virus looks more like the influenza virus than the polio virus. And then he said more research is still needed to confirm the need for annual booster shots. But the research performed so far leads to the idea of annual shots. Jeez. Well, as a participant in the vaccine earlier this week, I must say that I am not happy with this particular news, but I might be willing to take it. As I told you guys my reasoning for taking the vaccine shot in my previous video, and in order to continue to prevent me from having any future health conditions that would stay with me for the rest of my life, I might be willing to take the annual booster shot. This virus is so crucial in the way that it destroys your internal organs for people who have it, and I want to avoid those issues altogether. I just saw yesterday how a basketball player, Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics, on how he had the virus about 3 months ago and still dealing with the effects from the virus. He said that he now has to use an inhaler before each game to open up his lungs to help him breathe. And this guy is only 23 years old and he works out every day. And I'm like 40 years old. No telling what it might do to my lungs. Hell, they might explode or something. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. But anyways, guys, hey, my time is up today. This has been another third and fourth stimulus check update video for today. If you enjoyed any of this information or found it to be useful, be sure to hit the like button for me. It definitely helps out a lot, and it also tells YouTube to share this video with others. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for me so that you can be a part of this community, and hit the notification bell to be notified of each new video. Again, as always, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.